Hey everybody, Ben here with We Go Fishing, and welcome to another Unsolicited Advice. Alright, so this Unsolicited Advice comes to you from Reddit.
Alright.
And so I go on Reddit and I look for different questions that people have where they're asking for comments and that sort of thing. And it's interesting. And so here's one from the Inshore Fishing Reddit streamline thing.
Right.
And it says this. He says, my first time inshore fishing trip, I'm headed down to Port Aransas. We might know something. We might know something about that. That's where we fish a lot. It's on my life bucket list to catch a redfish to eat while camping. I have a 7-foot rod, pros, which I don't know if on Reddit they're pros. I don't know.
No, he's asking.
But we're not pros either. Pros. Well, I thought he was asking for like people that are pros.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says, pros, please review my photo of noob supplies. What am I missing? I mean, this is just so wide open. You're asking fishermen for advice. Okay. Any recommendations or advice would be greatly appreciated. Well, one of the things he doesn't say, though, is what kind of inshore fishing he's doing. That can be a lot of different things.
Maybe at Port Aransas, he might mean he's just going to throw into the channel.
Could be he's throwing into the channel. Could be... he didn't say beach, so I'm assuming...
He didn't say he had a kayak.
No.
So maybe he's from the shore.
Yeah, I'm gonna say some sort of shore, maybe wade fishing.
Yeah,
something like that.
They have camping, but
yeah.
all around there. But
well,
probably
I'm gonna make his picture larger so we can kind of see what he's bringing with him.
Let's see what he's bringing.
He's got a fillet knife. That's good, and he's got some fish grips. Fish grips are helpful. It looks like he's got a Pen Pursuit 3. This is actually the same reel that we use a lot, and it's a good reel. It's a 4000 series, so that's good. He's got leader line, the fluorocarbon leader line. He's also got the spider wire, which is, I guess this is his braid.
30-pound test.
30-pound test. That's more than what you probably need. You got the voodoo shrimp. Voodoo shrimp are good. So they've got that's a good thing. You got a stringer.
Looking at some of those things, I'm assuming that's not all he's going to use. He probably has to have live bait or gulps.
It doesn't say so.
Okay.
He's got these 4-aught circle hooks, and he's got the 2-aught circle hooks as well. He's got 2 different sizes there. And then he's got egg sinkers. It looks like these are maybe 1.5 ounces, looks like.
That'd be okay, and most times.
And then he's got the H&H Coastal Popping Float Rig. So this is a pre-rigged line. It comes with the hooks. It looks like and everything. It's in there. It's pre-rigged. And it says must have for redfish. Is probably why he picked it up. It looks like, honestly, he went to Walmart and just bought stuff that was there. Some of it good stuff. I mean, what would you keep?
All right. So, popping cork. Those look okay. However, he has to know how to tie on different leader lines because I don't know how long that is.
Yeah, generally 18 to 24 inches is what we go for when we're fishing with ours. And I use...
And I can't even tell the hook size on that either.
No, it doesn't really say. I use these 4 Horsemen, and I'm not... This is not a sponsored... Although it's 4 Horsemen, if you ever see any of our videos and you want to sponsor us, we're more than happy to take your popping corks because we do use them. But I pre-rig them before I go out just because it's easier. And this one that I pre-rigged, the other thing you can do, these have the weight up top. I don't like that. But I pre-rig mine with a leader line. It's about 18. Where's the camera? There we go. And you can't see that. 18 to 24 inches to a Kale hook. I like the Kale hooks. This is a 4-aught Kale hook. 4 to 5-aught is what I like to use. And I find they work the best.
Well, and look at the difference. I don't know. You can definitely hear it. All right, you hear that because this is actually a rattle.
Yeah.
So
he's going to be hitting the bead.
The problem is, I see a bead and a weight. I don't see a lot of rattle there.
No, I don't think they're going to be very loud. Which, depending on where you're fishing, may not be the best thing. The other thing you can do to get, if you want to keep the line down a little bit more, is put a split shot on the end there. But that's one thing. I'm not a big fan of these popping corks, and I don't like the pre-rigged stuff. So what I would probably do is I'd re-rig them, or just buy a straight popping cork and rig it myself.
But he has egg sinkers, which means he has a potential for bottom fishing.
Yes.
He's thinking, well, okay, if I can't use a popping cork, I should throw on the bottom.
Yeah, and he's got the hooks for it. He's got the 4-aught.
He is missing some things when it comes to bottom fishing.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to use his leader line and his egg sinker without any other swivel.
Yeah, he needs swivels. And here's a rig that I make
up. You did not buy a swivel or bead.
I pre-make my rigs. So here's one. This is a bottom rig that I've made. Now this one is not a fish finder rig or a knocker rig. This is just a single drop rig with a T knot on it, and then it's got my hook there, but it's got the snap for my weight, and then it's going to have the swivel for hooking to my main line, and so it's going to look something like that.
So
I get this on the camera. Something like that. You can't really see it all that well, but this is what I use in surf fishing and things like that. Caught plenty of reds and things on that. I don't use fish finder rigs inshore fishing. I use them for catfish. When we go freshwater fishing, you can use knocker rigs around the jetties. Might help you. We've caught flounder using that. But I think these 2-aught hooks are too small. I'm just going to be honest. I think they're too small. I wouldn't go with less than a 4-aught. And circle hooks are good.
If he's going for redfish. Now, maybe sheep's head like a really small hook.
Yeah, if you're going for sheep's head or even trout. It's not the time
of year for that.
The fluorocarbon, you don't need fluorocarbon. You can have it, it's fine, but you don't need it. Mono works fine. Fluoro just it doesn't have as much memory in it, but it's much more expensive. The spider wire braid is good. There's nothing wrong with that. And the voodoo shrimp is good as well, which I would assume you can use these voodoo shrimp underneath the popping cork. I don't know how these are rigged. I can't really tell. It says it's got a snap, so I'm assuming that what he's going to do is he's going to take this and snap it onto those rigs. The bottom line is the more hardware you're using to catch fish, the more things they can see. And the more things that they can see, the easier they are to spook. So you don't want all of this metal and things around your
but
rigs.
if he has egg sinkers, then you have and hooks. I'm assuming he's going to try buying bait also.
Yeah,
so that's what the hooks would be for. Because,
live shrimp, but we catch. Well, I'll put the video in the cards wherever the cards come in. I'll put the video of our last trip where we used cut bait, and it was cut shad. And we were freelining it. And freelining is very simple because you don't really need much. You just need your line with a leader line attached to it. Maybe a little bit of weight, like a split shot or something, but not much.
But the thing is that the less you use,
the
what
less
I'm
you
saying?
use,
so
the less they see.
If you don't use any weights and anything but freelining that cut bait, it looks so much more natural.
Yeah.
And so it's just floating there like it naturally would.
Right, and that's huge. And it's also because in the Texas, especially inshore fishing, you'll find a lot of grass. And so all those swivels, all those things that we put on there, the more that we have on the line, the more it gets caught up, and it's easier for them to see the line, which causes a problem. So just keep those things in mind. And you can use just regular pyramid weights on a snap. When you're bottom fishing, that works just fine. Just choose the least amount of weight that you need to keep bottom. So I would say you're missing paddle tails and jig heads. I think that would be something where if I was going out and I was just targeting redfish and trout, really, if I'm going for the inshore species we go for, you're going to have some sort of paddle tail. And there's a lot of good brands out there for paddle, or gulps. Gulps are also very good as well. You can even buy this. This is actually called Redfish Magic. And it's basically a jig head with a spinner. It almost looks like a bass type of thing. But it'll spin underneath, and you can pair this with your favorite paddle tail. And that works out really well. You can also, and you can see lots of videos of this, gold spoons. They work really well for those species as well.
Using just spoons.
Just spoons, yeah.
I mean,
if you're wade fishing,
casting,
it is. It's a lot of casting, but I would say if you don't have a spoon with you, if you're going for redfish, that's probably a mistake. You're probably going to want a spoon. And if you're going off the jetties for it, get yourself a big one. There's a 3-ounce one. You can really chunk it out there, and that'll help as well.
So more than one, you're going to lose one.
Yeah. Don't just buy one. If you're going out there, have more than one. But I'd say spoons. I'd say paddle tails, maybe gulps. Those are things you're probably going to want to have. And these popping corks, I wouldn't use them. I would just say buy. These are probably more expensive. than what you actually need. So I wouldn't buy them, especially if they just have snaps on the end of them and you think you're just going to change it out with a hook. I don't think you're going to get as many hookups as if you did something like this where you're getting just the popping cork and then you're going to tie on your leader line to a hook. I don't think you're going to. I think this is going to be a better serve than buying some pre-made rig like that. So anyway, anything else you think he needs?
No, I think we answered the question. He could use some scissors to cut his lines.
Probably does need some scissors. That would help, especially with braid.
And the last thing I would recommend is pliers.
Yeah.
So
pliers, yeah.
You know, if you can't get the hook out of the fish
good.
mouth as he swallows it, you're going to be kind of like stuck there with your finger trying to work.
Yeah. I don't want to take anything for granted. Also, make sure you know your regulations if you go down there. Make sure you know what fish you can catch and where and all that.
And there's one key thing he's missing. Have you noticed it yet?
Have I noticed it yet? What is he missing? He needs a measuring tape.
Measuring tape.
Yeah, he needs a measuring tape.
Because he doesn't know if it's a keeper red.
Yeah.
He has no way to tell. And he has this whole pile, and he's missing one key thing.
Yeah, he needs a measuring tape.
And
maybe even some
the game wardens don't forget that.
No, they don't. And if it's on your stringer, they're gonna catch. Yeah.
Can't just put it on your stringer. You gotta have a measuring tape.
Gotta have a measuring tape, and maybe a landing net, depending on where you're fishing. Somehow to line that. You can line up with fish grips and things if you're wade fishing.
If you're
wade fishing and fish grips will be just fine.
You don't have to lift it. But
yeah. Make sure you're fishing license. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else he's missing?
No, I think that's the most important thing. Measure your fish.
Measure your fish, yeah. And know the regulations. Know what you can keep. Because there's slot size, and then there's the over slot size, so make sure you know that as well. But overall, can you catch redfish with what he has here? Yeah, you can. Are you going to catch as many? Probably not. Because you are missing some things I think are pretty key. But let us
still wish the noob some luck.
Wish the noob some luck, yes.
Noob luck.
Noob luck. Hey, and noob luck is, don't underestimate noob luck.
Yeah.
We've all been there. So anyway, hope that helps a little bit. I hope you catch more redfish and that sort of thing.
Register for your CCA if you want to catch
Register for your CCA, that'd be good as well. Yeah.
Don't catch a tag and not be able to use it.
That hurts. It just stings. But yeah, hope that helps, and hope you catch lots of redfish. And but do let us know in the comments below what you would recommend. I mean, because I think we can learn from each other. So what would you recommend to say, hey, these are things that I would say definitely have if I'm going for specifically targeting redfish. And redfish are not picky fish. I think we give them a lot of credit. They eat a lot, and they're not really picky on what they eat. So I think we give them a little more credit than what. They're great fighters, though. They're great fighters. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Really appreciate that. We have heard that YouTube unsubscribes people without them knowing.
If you're not watching the content.
Yeah, so make sure you check your subscription status. And I also noticed from our analytics, a lot of people watch our videos that are not subscribed. So if you're watching the video and you're not subscribed, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but it does help us out a great deal. And also hit that like button, that thumbs up button. That really helps as well. Share the content and do all that sort of thing. All right, until next time.
May you always catch your limit.